Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. There's been a couple new exciting advancements in the world of Capcom, in the world of Monster Hunter, which I am super happy to actually finally get the opportunity to sit down and talk about this. I guess right off the bat, as you can clearly already see, free title update number 3 has finally come out. I know last news video I talked about the changes of title update 3 coming. I was mistaken because I talked about it like it was already here. I was wrong. Somebody already pointed that out. Thank you for holding me honest there. But now that it is out, they got plenty of things that came out with this, kind of show a little bit of what's going on here. As you can see already in the background here, we have Omega from specifically Final Fantasy XIV raids. They also brought Alpha in as well, kind of the story character that goes along with it. With that is some new cosmetics that come with it. Some cool additional things. Two main things though is with Monster Hunter Worlds, they brought in the Dragoon class and allowed us to kind of experiment a little bit with that. They gave us the Dragoon Jump emote, which you could use to dodge Ecliptic Meteor from Behemoth and Extremeth. Very tight timing. Now, a lot of people tried. I don't think many succeeded. But this time they're giving us Dark Knight, right? So Dark Knight costume set, which kind of it reminds me a little bit of Final Fantasy IV with Cecil. And then Pictomancer, which is another class that's come out in Final Fantasy XIV. So those are pretty sweet. Again, along with that collaboration, right? Final Fantasy XIV is also going to get part of it, or I think it's Arkveld they get from Wild. So that's pretty cool. I love that I love the ability for games to really bring more people together and across and that sort of deal. It's really sweet. Now, aside from the Final Fantasy stuff, as you can see here, we have Arc-Tempered, new Udra. Okay, so far we have Raidou, we have Utana. Okay, now out of the main Apex Predators, we have new Udra. With that, of course, like the other ones here, new armor sets, right? Mostly recolors and stuff. A little bit of skill change, I'm assuming, as well. And then also for the Palico as well. Color palette's a little bit different, but that's pretty cool. It is specifically set up for Hunter rank 100 plus. So keep that in mind. A little bit of an oof, but I would say that's relatively fair. And then of course they're going to bring out the challenge portion of it October 22nd, and then after that it's just going to be or after October 29th, it's just pretty much going to be a staple, right? So we can always go through and try it and stuff. Season event, Festival of Accord Dreamspell, so Halloween stuff, spoopy season, right? More gestures, right? New pendants, always welcomed. Not by me, but I know people do like it. They also have increased the amount of character cohesion too. So you can have a little bit more personal connections with some of the characters and that sort of thing. Holy shit, I can't talk. It's kind of nice. This hasn't really been done with any of the other Monster Hunter games. There have mostly just been like your Palicos, or if you're in the 3rd gen, it's Cha-Cha and the other one. I haven't met him yet in Ultimate, but we'll figure that out soon. Normally it's just those guys that we kind of interact with on the end of the quest, but now, of course, since Alma's with us and that sort of deal, that sort of thing. And now Eric, you can pick between Alma and Eric. Let's be honest here, Alma's a better choice. I'm just saying. I like Alma. She's better. Cosmetic DLC. Of course, they're always going to bring this out, and I know this is kind of a contention, right? Where there seems to be more of a push for these kind of microtransaction-y sort of things. I can't necessarily say if that's fully what Capcom is wanting to push as far as main monetization for the game, but at least in my point of view, or my experience anyways, or that sort of deal, it does kind of feel like there's a shift between or from main game stuff, because again, to me it doesn't feel like we've gotten the finished game yet. It doesn't. We don't even have Elder Dragons. We will soon. We'll talk about that. But yeah, it's weird. So cosmetics, I feel like that doesn't even really need to be said much. and then the free title updates and that sort of deal. Now, with this, okay, they also announced the contest winners for the weapon and pendant. Okay, so weapon, we are getting the Greatsword 1. As you can see in the top right, it's Shatter Seal. Now, I enjoyed the shit out of this design. There was quite a few designs, actually. I pretty much had a design I liked from every weapon that I thought was absolutely amazing. Okay, this time around, I am so upset that we don't get more. One that comes across my mind, and if I can pull it up, I'll have it somewhere on screen here, but it's the hammer. I think it was called Singularity. That thing was so freaking sweet. I am such a sucker for any sort of weapon in these games that have some sort of like movement component or like some sort of like physical status appearance change for like a charge, or maybe if you get like if you get some sort of, you know, moats filled up or something, like if you're insect glaive and you get all 3 moats, right? Boom, now you got this whole new like thing that happened. Or if you're longsword and you get, you know, full red bar or red weapon. I can't talk right now, or think for that matter. But if you get red weapon on longsword, you know, something like that happens, changes. It gives you that feedback, right? That strong, solid feedback of it. But this, you know, I can't, even being a greatsword main, I'm still not upset that this won. Ultimately, I did wish this did win, but I wish there were more than one weapon because there were so many good ones. So many freaking amazing ones. Now, along with that, we also did the charm, or Capcom also wanted a charm, and we ended up getting that, actually. Now, this one, I didn't really have a main charm to go for. I think the Bubble Mitsune one, I think was one that I wanted. And then there was a couple other ones, too, that I thought were really cool. But, you know, this one's not bad. I do like this one, being as it's the, you know, it's the meat crew. It's the meat gang. Right? So now going into the free title update for the roadmap anyways, right? So Monday, September 29th, 2025, we get the actual like meat and potatoes of Title Update 3, Final Fantasy 14 special collaboration, that's Omega. That's also going to include some changes to the map with Cactars. You do get a costume to go with your Palico, and that's going to be a Marlboro. Whether or not you're familiar with it, they're weird. Very weird. Along with that, of course, as you see, the Savage also comes out, which is what you can expect from Worlds with Behemoth and Extremoth, you know, Extreme Behemoth. This one is you have Omega and then Savage Omega. And if you're not familiar with Final Fantasy 14, all it just means is like beefed up version. I think I saw numbers on it. I think Savage Omega, and I could be totally wrong with this, but Savage Omega, I think with solo was 100,100, and then with a party of 4 was 180,180 health. So these are beefy. These are beefy lads. Very. Archdevil New Udra, and then the October skin for the hub. Now, main thing that people are super excited for, because there's already been a little bit, like, people are fine with the title updates. We're really cool with that. We like having these new things that come out every now and again. Sadly, people still feel like there needs to be something more, right? Now, with that being said, and what you can see currently on screen, in December's title update 4, okay, Gogmazio. People are stark raving mad for more Gogmazio. I believe he only came out in, or he debuted and only came out in one game. Okay, I think that was 4th gen. But people absolutely love this thing. I haven't had a chance to fight it yet with any of the previous titles that I've played. I am super stoked to have an opportunity to play him, whether it's in Wilds or the older generations. I don't know much about what they plan on doing or hints for like the expanded endgame content. At this point now, it's really a it's really a crapshoot of whether or not it's some extra sort of layer of mechanics, maybe something to do with the skill stuff, right? Maybe they're gonna add the ability to like create Ardian weapons that have a potential of a random inherent skill plus gem slots. Like, who knows? To me, hopefully, I hope it's Elder Dragons, and I hope it's an end, like an end, right? Like credits and everything. I still have not gotten that. I've gotten low rank, not high rank. That needs to be in the game. Capcom, please. And then various improvements, buffs, debuffs, weapon changes, that sort of stuff. A couple things that Capcom's doing to help like move people into more or continuing the excitement of Wilds, of course, is moving along with Title Update 4. As you saw, expansion and endgame content, Agmazios, adjustments and that sort of deal. They do kind of have a little bit in here for the endgame content about Title Update 4, I believe. Sending the feedback and requests via the survey form, usability of UI, improvements, and weapon balance, right? So they have a whole deal filled out here. I know it's probably really small, right? But they're talking about improved sacred ability, or excuse me, usability, improved map usability, which a portion of this have already gone through with previous stuff. They're also worried about, or still making it a point to increase stability on PC. People are still having issues with it. It's gotten better. But along with that, one thing that I feel that really needs to get talked about, and I apologize, I'm going to be a little bit tangent here, is Windows 11 is getting to be a hot topic at this point in the year, because at, I think it's October 29th of this year, they are no longer, or Windows is no longer supporting updates for Windows 10, right? I believe it's security updates or something like that. More or less, they're soft killing Windows 10, okay? Very harsh words, I know, but I specifically said soft killing, okay? Harsh, but understand. So with that, Capcom also posted, and I don't have a deal of it here right now, but they did post a message about they are going to end support for Monster Hunter Wilds, World, and Rise. So, according to them, they don't know how it's going to work with, or they can't guarantee them running for, the foreseeable future with Windows 10. So please do be aware. I know that really sucks for a lot of people. We've had some community days and stuff with Monster Hunter World on PC, and there's still a whole portion of the world that doesn't have the ability to take their system to Windows 11 or be able to get a system with Windows 11. Computers are still expensive, and that really sucks. And finally, the extra notice or talk of increasing PC optimizations and stuff. Overall, it's kind of it. The main thing that I have the biggest gripe with, and I did just say just a little bit ago, is the Windows 11 thing, but I'm excited for the Title Update 3. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm upset, but a lot of other things in the pipeline still. And then, of course, the weapon, Shatter Seal, as soon as that comes out, that's mine. 100%. I'm going to run that on every armor set or every layered set that I have. That's a gimme. But let me know what you guys think. I know there's a whole lot I went through in a very short amount of time. I didn't get a chance to kind of like sit down and talk to you guys about, a little bit more in depth on how I feel about some of this stuff. But I do want to hear what you guys think about this. Again, a lot of stuff we talked over. It could be the Title Update 3, how you guys are finding Omega. Do you guys think he's easy? Do you guys think he's the difficulty spike we needed? Maybe you have a favorite skin for the competition you wanna take a look at and see, or hopefully win. But at any rate, like I said, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to those who watch now, those who watch later, and I will see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe. I'm tired. Bye.